Okay, we'll follow the same format for our final press conference of the evening. We'll start off with 2 minutes opening statement from Coach Kellogg, and then we'll go to questions for the players. Please silence all cell phones. Please make sure there's no cell phone video, flash photography, or video cameras in this press conference. And media may access the press conference video at the NCAA digital workroom. When you have a question, please raise your hand and identify yourself by both name and affiliation. And first, we'll go to Coach Kellogg for opening statement.
Yeah, thank you, Steve. I guess first, congratulations to Iowa on a great season, on advancing, great atmosphere. They've done something really, really special here. Fun to play in, fun to be a part of. Great talent, very well coached. So congrats to Iowa on advancing in the tournament. But with that said, I'm so proud of our team, the resiliency, that's kind of been our word all year, for them to be able to showcase what we've known. But I think a lot of people maybe didn't know about West Virginia women's basketball, so hopefully there were some eyes on this game tonight that people across the country got to see how special this group is. I've said all year this is the most fun, or one of the the best seasons that I've enjoyed in my coaching career in year 19 or 20 as a head coach, and I credit that to the players. They have just been phenomenal. We've talked about buy-in and allowing these kids to be themselves, and that was our goal, and I think we've been able to do that. But that defensive effort tonight was, I thought, just tremendous and special, and to do some of the things we did statistically to that team, for as good as they are offensively, was a credit to our players. Of course, wish we could have made a few more shots and done made a few more plays. But when we were tied with, I think, 5 minutes to go, that was what we wanted to be. The game went about to script for us, as far as holding them down and trying to give ourselves a chance late. So just so proud of our group. I mean, I am just tremendously proud to be the head coach at West Virginia, to coach this group of girls. And I look forward to the future, and certainly thank the senior group that got us to this point, because we're in a pretty good shape right now with our program.
All right, we'll go to questions for the student athletes. We'll start off here in the front row.
Aaron Parker, U92 Radio. For Jayla, during one of the home Big 12 games, I believe it was either Texas Tech or Houston, we kind of asked you about your whole 5-year career, and you said, my knees hurt. How are your feelings after this game, going toe-to-toe with Iowa for nearly 28 minutes?
This probably won't be a shocker, but my knees definitely still hurt. But I'm just grateful to be able to even have this whole extra year to be able to play here at West Virginia. I'm just grateful to even be able to, have this team and this coaching staff that came and embraced all of us. So, yeah, I would just say I'm blessed to be here.
Tanner Mounts, U92 Radio. This is a question for JJ. I know Jordan's not up here, but a lot of people are going to look and say that she only scored 3 points, but she also had 9 assists. If you could just speak to, her play and how important she was on the offensive end with those 9 assists on feeding the entire team.
Jordan, even though, she may not have had a lot of points, but she do other things like defense. Her defense is amazing. Her passing skills are amazing. So even when she's not scoring, she'll still make something happen on that court, and we need her out there.
Go ahead, Jen.
Jen Hatfield with the Next. JJ, I'll address this to you, but Jayla, feel free to jump in as well. I'm just curious, particularly the second quarter and the fourth quarter, you guys held them to 27% shooting and then 10% shooting. What was working so well to really lock Iowa down?
Our defense. Our defense has been our identity all year. So that just speaks to how tough and resilient we are.
Go ahead, Jayla.
No, I second that. I think that our ball pressure and, our full court press dictates a lot of the things that happens on offense, because when we get going in transition and get people turning the ball over, that's really what gets a lot of our points in transition.
Luke Blaine with the Daily Athenaeum. JJ, I was just curious, as such a defensive-minded player as you are, what was it like tonight going toe-to-toe with Caitlin Clark on her home court in her last home game?
It was amazing. I think a lot of people would take that opportunity as like a golden opportunity to either beat the best player in the world or go toe-to-toe with her and compete all 40 minutes. And that's what we did that whole game, competed the whole time. And nobody can take this away from us.
Back here in the front.
Aaron Parker, U92 Radio. For JJ, I kind of caught towards the end, at the end of the game, when you're heading back towards the locker room, it looked like you gave a little bit of a signal towards the Iowa faithful, a great crowd, and just kind of thanking them is what it looked like to me. Is that what that was? And can you speak on how great this crowd was and how great of an opportunity it was to get West Virginia in this spot in the second round?
Yeah, I think I waved to our fans, and then I also waved to the Iowa fans because they're great supporting fans. Like, I've never seen anything like it, so gotta give credit to that all the time. So, yeah, of course.
Go towards the back.
Joe Mercado, West Virginia Metro News. JJ, with as many games as you guys have won, obviously you believe you can win every game. But when you erased that 10-point deficit in the fourth quarter, was that when belief really started to kick in that you guys could get the result?
I think we believed in ourselves since the bracket came out, as y'all seen. And I think Coach believed in us that we had the ability to beat this team, and we just came up short. So,
Jayla, do you want to take that one as well?
Yeah, I don't think that confidence was ever lacking. I think that we always felt like we can compete with any team in this country, especially with our defense, and I think it showed tonight.
Back here up front.
Tanner Mounts, U92 Radio. I'll address this one to JJ, but Jayla, if you have something. If there was a message that you guys would send to the national media now that you were in the spotlight, you went toe-to-toe with Iowa, were tied with a couple minutes to go in the game, really locked them up defensively, is there anything that you'd want everyone to know about West Virginia basketball going forward?
y'all keep watching us. We got more coming next season.
Yeah, don't underestimate any of us. I think that West Virginia definitely is going to be on the map going forward, period.
Any other questions for our players? Okay, thank you both.
Thank
All right, we'll go straight to questions for Coach Kellogg. Please raise your hand. Go on the far side there, Brent.
Steve Silverman, Ivy Hoops Online. Coach, seems like you're close to really breaking through and becoming a power program. I mean, not that you aren't already, but maybe to get, to a Sweet 16, an Elite 8, maybe even a Final Four. Can you talk about what it would take for your team to take that next step and become the kind of elite team I just described?
Time, experience, probably more than anything else. Maybe some depth. So we're 3 coaches in 3 years, remember. So these kids were recruited by several different coaches that we had to blend together in 1 year. I think we're close. I think we've been close all year, but no one wants to give us, doesn't feel like a whole lot of credit. I thought our seed was not what we were, was not the representation. I don't think we were an 8 seed. I didn't think that. I don't think we got all the credit we probably deserved through the regular season. Our kids have battled. We've been one of the best defensive teams in the country. I'm glad tonight we got to showcase that, so now maybe people will start to understand, what we are and what we're about. And so, yeah, I do think we're close. I think we need more depth. We need experience. We hadn't played in one of these games, right? Like we hadn't had anybody on our roster other than Kyle Watson who had played and been to a Sweet 16. So this was new for us. It was new for me. Phenomenal environment. I've said now that I've been here that I want to get that thing in Morgantown. If we're going to continue to do this in women's basketball and give the top 4 seeds that kind of environment, then I want to create that in Morgantown. I thought we certainly we trended the right direction this year, and I think had the 2nd highest attendance that we've had in our school's history, so people are starting to fall in love with it. And we represent an entire state, and that's what a lot of people don't know about West Virginia. There's no pro sports. We're the only Power 5 in the entire state, so the Mountaineer fans are, and they're rabid. They just love their Mountaineers, and I want to play off of that, and we are hardworking and blue collar and those things, and I want a team that represents the state, and certainly proud of them tonight because I think we did that. But yeah, I don't want this to be the finality. I don't want this to be, when we talk about advancing, I don't want it to always be one round. I'm not complaining about that in year 1, but certainly would like to advance a little bit further.
Go ahead in front.
Luke Blaine, Daily Athenaeum. So you mentioned in your opening statement that you hope you showed basketball fans something they hadn't seen before with the West Virginia Mountaineers, or something they didn't know about. What do you hope that just general fans of basketball and women's basketball can take away from this Mountaineer team?
Well, I hope you can appreciate the grit and the toughness and the resiliency and those types of things that our team showed in a crazy environment when the whistle didn't go our way. You know, and in that fourth quarter when they go 1 for 10 and score only from the free throw line, and our kids could have gone the other way and we didn't, and we battled in a tough environment. Man, that place was loud a couple times. We had worked on all of our nonverbal cues, and our kids just bought into it, and I was just really, really proud of them. So I think a lot of people, or at least I hope, I don't know, I hadn't seen anything yet, but I assume people are probably pretty proud of that performance, especially in our state, but even outside of our state, I think people can be proud of what we did.
Aaron Parker, U92 Radio. Coach, you go from the gauntlet of the Big 12 to the Big 12 tourney to you get a week off, but then you're in March Madness playing Princeton and Iowa. Such a great run, but how long do you take to kind of decompress before trying to address the transfer portal and trying to address maybe replacing Lauren and Jayla?
Yeah, not long. With the portal the way it is, and somehow that's ridiculous, and that's probably another story for another time or conversation, but that thing does not need to be opening a week ago. You know, and so you're already doing some of it. So, you know, you're trying to prepare for an NCAA tournament, and the portal opens on the same day. You know, so no, you don't rest. There is no rest yet. So once you get your roster complete, you rest. So no, we'll get back at it tomorrow and probably be back on the phone. Hey, but maybe some recruits watch this one tonight and are like, hey, I would love to play in that system. So that's what you hope.
Jen Hatfield with the next. Coach, I know you guys average forcing a bunch of turnovers. You had 15 tonight, not as many as you normally do, yet you held Iowa to 64 points. And what did you like best about your half-court defense?
Yeah, no, we were still plus, I think 8 on the turnovers, and, you know, even on the second chance points, I think we had more offensive rebounds, right, than they did. So we won the possession battle. So a lot of that, too, in the press was going to be to slow them down. We needed possessions to be a little bit lower, did not want possessions to be too high tonight. So I thought we controlled that piece of it. We ran different kids at Clark as much as we possibly could to give her as many looks, to hopefully frustrate her, give her the little guys, go guard her, JJ and Jordan, put our bigger players on her. But they just bought into the game plan and to the scout, and I thought we were disruptive. That's kind of been our MO all year on the defensive end. And, you know, I think people think we press, so sometimes they think that means we play really fast, but we don't have to do that. I've always wanted to win multiple ways, so if we need to play fast, we can. If we need to grind out a half quarter like tonight, then we need to be able to do that. So yeah, it was just a full team effort on the best offensive team in the country.
Tanner Rance, U92 Radio. I know this is your first year here. Jayla's been here for 4 years, and just the 1 year that you've gotten to coach her, or even all the seniors, what would you say about the role that they've played on this basketball team, not just this year, but moving forward as well?
Yeah, well, hopefully that, you know, every senior wants to leave a legacy, and we all want to make it better than what it was when we got it. And, you know, I think we're moving in the right direction for sure. Jayla's been here the longest. She's our toughness. A lot of our toughness was wrapped up into Jayla. I told her that from the jump. Really proud of her. She came off the bench for us all year after starting the vast majority of her career, and took it with flying colors and has been really good. And I loved her tonight. I know she didn't shoot it great, but still loved her out there. Lauren, you know, struggled here a little bit offensively late in the year, but she's one of the premier defenders in the country. And then Tavi Diggs is our other senior who didn't get to play tonight, or here, but had some really good moments for us. And she was a transfer that's been here a couple years. So really, really good senior class that left a really nice legacy for us as we move forward.
Any further questions? Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Luke Blaine, Daily Athenaeum. I've asked you about Tirza before and the impact that she plays. And, you know, she led the forwards in minutes tonight. What can you speak on her contributions tonight, and maybe not apart from the scoring section of the stat sheet?
Yeah, no, Tirza was really good. She's battled injuries multiple times this year that just really affected her flow and rhythm for the most part. And, you know, we thought it was probably going to have to be her and Kylie just because of how fast their post players are, especially Stolke in the open floor. So we needed some speed to hang with them because they're so good when they get out in transition. So Tirza needed to play big minutes. I was proud of her. I thought she battled her butt off and gave us some great minutes and a few big buckets for us. And Probably I thought she got a whistle on a couple more too that we didn't get. So really disappointed in that, but not from Tirza's standpoint, just that we didn't get the opportunity to kind of play through some of the whistles.
All right, thank you, Coach.